Hello everyone. I have a interesting video for you today. I wanted to speak on something I've been experiencing this past week or so. Well, it's really been for the past 4 years, but flared up and addressed this past week. I wanted to get into like the spirituality or I guess it's the spirituality or the energy of teeth. Yesterday I had a root canal, and I know that there's a lot to be said about root canals. There's a lot to be said in the holistic community, there's a lot to be said in the spiritual community, and there's a lot to be said by dentists. And it can get pretty gnarly with all the information and honestly very confusing. But I do believe that getting a root canal or any other dental procedure is the same exact thing as choosing whether or not to get like a vaccine or a medical treatment or anything like that. It is very specific to the person. You have no idea what anybody's coming in this life with, what they have to clear energetically, what things mean energetically, and there's nothing wrong with getting out the correct information, but we should be careful of infringing on people's energy and potentially overtaking their decision-making skills and telling them exactly, what they should or shouldn't be doing, and really affecting them on a karmic or just DNA level. So first of all, I can explain what a root canal is explained very nicely by this dentist that I went to. So basically, my tooth had been infected all the way down to up in this case, but up to the very nerve that my tooth is connected to in my mouth. So the infection had gone all the way in there. And it's because I had a cavity for 4 years, and I had been to a few different dentists, and to be very honest with you guys, nobody would validate that I was feeling pain there. I would say, like, I swear I'm feeling pain here. Please look at this tooth. There's something here. And nobody would see it. They were like, no, we don't see anything. We're sorry. Maybe your tooth is just impacted. Your wisdom teeth need to come out, all that kind of stuff. Never any confirmation that there was actually something wrong. It would flare up at certain times, and I would just feel it, and I would think, there's got to be something going on with this tooth. Well, finally, this past week or so, a wave of energy hit, probably astrologically too, as I just kind of came into my Saturn return a few weeks ago. And my Saturn is in Pisces in the 3rd house, dealing with communication. So, of course, my teeth would surface. And clearing energetically from whatever had been built up there. So, it flared up, and I said, there's got to be somebody who can see this. So I went to this dentist, and he said, oh my God, this cavity is huge. It's all the way to your nerve. Unfortunately, we have to do a root canal. And a lot of my spiritual friends were like, don't do that. Your teeth are your power. They're going to kill the tooth. That means that, I got into it even spilled into my friends who know Chinese medicine. And I know Chinese medicine as well. So I've heard of this, that when you kill the tooth, it kills the organ that it's related to. So I was very, hesitant, or I just wanted to be very aware of what exactly this meant and what exactly I was getting into. So although it is a very normal procedure, I'm the kind of person where I just don't follow because a lot of people do it. And just because it's a normal procedure doesn't mean it's like going to be accepted. So I realized that it's a normal procedure, but I had many doubts about it. So finally, I looked into the tooth, and it was my lung, large intestine, spleen tooth, and I thought, well, this actually makes sense, because the past 4 years of my life, I was not using my voice, was not speaking up. I'm a writer, but I never wrote. It's something that my heart was telling me to do that I ignored continuously not speaking up, continuously not, living my truth or integrating my truth into my life, and definitely shadow diving the past 4 years or so. So the fact that the tooth was infected, however shocking it was, to some extent, on one level, I was like, no, actually, that makes sense. So I just went ahead and I said, fine, I'll do the root canal, and I'll do my best to work through this with awareness. And it's not so much I need to be perfect and then I can experience life. It's that I'm as aware as I can be during my experience in life, and that's where the real essence of your soul and the universal energy is. So I said, let me just be aware of this. So I booked it for 2 days after I got that notice from the dentist, and then the day before, I just took it easy because my tooth was in extreme pain too. So it's not like it was definitely signaling for me to do something about it, and I had, it was also getting me to listen to my body signals. Of course, that whole concept was incorporated. So I basically, I didn't drink coffee for 2 days. I drank pu'er tea to help with spleen grounding, digestion. Pu'er tea has the same kind of energetic flow as coffee in Chinese medicine without the exact components of coffee. Because even in Chinese medicine, they don't say don't drink coffee. Coffee's an herb, but it just has different qualities than pu'er tea. So I drank that for 2 days before. I took a lot of spirulina and chlorella because I knew they'd be doing x-rays, so that, to help with the radiation, what little amount there was. Also your body's very equipped to handle these things as well. I think people shy away from the x-ray things at the airport and x-rays in general and things like that. And although, yeah, that does have its place, like those things do something, you're not standing in the machine for 6 hours a day every day. It's just for 5 minutes at the dentist every 6 months. So really the amount that you're getting exposed to your body is more than equipped to handle it, even without the extra supplements, although they're helpful, of course. So I drank those, and then I drank the pu'er tea. I drank matcha. I did soups and smoothies because I was not going to chew anything with that kind of tooth pain. So I did papaya smoothies, and then long yanru berry and jujube tea to help with the spleen energy. And I did, so they suggested that I could get on antibiotics if I wanted to after the procedure. And I didn't go with that because antibiotics actually, in my experience, suppress the immune system. So I didn't want to go that direction. So I just got some really strong supplements at the store with aged garlic, oil of oregano, and I forget what all else is in there. But it basically gives you a huge immunity boost, that's kind of what antibiotics are supposed to do. That's the idea, except many of them are based in petrochemicals now. So they're not extremely helpful. But yeah, so I did that the 2 days before and the day of, and then on the day of, I just did some yoga and light stretching. I did a walk, and then I went in with some crystals, some rose quartz and amazonite crystals, and I tried to calm down because I was just a little nervous because it was a new experience. I've never had a root canal. So basically, from what I understand, it's just a really extreme cavity filling. They just go all the way down to the bottom of the tooth. So it's really it seems crazy. I thought they did this huge, crazy surgical procedure, but they don't. It took him less than 10 minutes to get down to the root of my tooth. What took the longest was getting they do shoot some medicated stuff in there to kill any infection, and they clear it out and stuff like that. That's what took the longest. But really, to get to the bottom of my tooth, it didn't take any time at all. I didn't feel anything. I felt just the movements or pressure, but it was no pain. And then they did give me lidocaine. And what I have to say about lidocaine, I have to say that at least it's not Novocaine. And then it's effective. I noticed that I got a little shaky. It could have been my nerves. It could have not been the lidocaine. I got a little shaky. My palms were sweating a little bit. So again, it definitely could have been just me being nervous. And today the left side of my face is, I can move it, but it's almost like a feeling of I'd rather not move it because it just is sensitive. So although I don't feel any pain, it just would feel like in my gut feeling, I'm like, probably shouldn't move the left side of my face very much. So let's see. Yeah, I think the lidocaine is detoxed within a day or two. I don't think it's, anything that you take in like that, you can definitely detox. It should be out pretty quickly, especially if you're drinking good water. They had distilled water at the dentist office, which removes a lot of petrochemicals and pesticides like that they spray on the plants and stuff anyway. So I was rinsing with distilled water. They gave me some distilled water to drink. So I thought, the universe has everybody's back on these kind of things. Everything is an expression of the divine, really, on many levels. So even though the dentist seems like something very in the system, it is in the system, but it definitely has its high notes. And there are dentists who are like extra aware and responsible, and there are some that are not, and just go to try to find one that is. But anyway, yeah, so the distilled water I think helped with detoxing the lidocaine. I have a Kangen water filter, and then I had reverse osmosis, which would have been fine too, but just drinking good water helps. And then let's see. Yeah, after the procedure there was no pain. I remember when the lidocaine really wore off after the procedure, and I felt just the energetics of my tooth, and I was like, wow, that's a huge difference. While they were doing the procedure, although I didn't feel pain, I'm really in tune with energy motions and flows, and I did feel like the swirling of the energies and the everything that they were doing. I could feel like all the movements of it, and I could feel it affect my lung meridian, my large intestine meridian, and my spleen meridian. But nothing that the body couldn't balance out, because that's the nature of the body, as is the nature of the earth. We spray so many crazy things on the earth. We apparently put so many crazy things into the atmosphere, yet the earth remains incredibly balanced. I think the body has the same potential, so I never underestimate that, and I think that helps. Let's see, where else did I want to go with that? Oh, well, I had the cavity for 4 years, right? And the dentist got down to the nerve of my tooth, and he said, it's kind of incredible. Your tooth is already kind of sealed. My tooth had already, I guess, killed off those nerve endings, and it killed off all the blood flow to my tooth already. So it's almost like I had the effect of a root canal, but naturally. But I did need to get the tooth out because there was the sitting infection. But he said it was kind of incredible. It kind of took care of itself. So there's another boost to how amazing the body is, how it keeps balance. Especially the fact that that tooth didn't fall out after 4 years. It stayed in. And apparently my gum grew up around the tooth and the cavity to prevent it from falling out. So it was kind of cool. And I was like, there's different aspects. So I just got the infection cleaned out, and then I feel great today, and I feel better. I will be paying attention to my meridians in the next week or so and how they vibe. Right now they feel fine. Large intestine and is really processing life, communication with the self. You have so many neurotransmitters and so many signals in your large intestine, I believe more than in the brain, which is what a gut feeling is. So I'll be, I actually feel more in tune with that because I think maybe energy was cleared. I mean, everything has a purpose. So I think the energy was cleared. I actually feel better speaking up. I feel like, there were in the past themes of grief in my life or processing things in general. I was like, oh, I can't process life. And really that was, for me personally, it really helped to just become present with life and myself. I wasn't processing anything because I was pushing everything away in the past. So, well, I mean, I'm not perfect now, but yeah, definitely those patterns cleared out. And I feel better for sure. Obviously the teeth are your throat chakra. So that feels good. The week before this, I started writing more and playing more music and speaking my truth more and just really letting myself be who I am. And I think that could have even sparked that energetic shift. So it was kind of cool to see it come all the way through to the physical. And, I read somewhere this morning that teeth are the biographers of our life, and they reflect our mental rhythms, which totally made sense to me. And so now all that's been cleaned out. But yeah, I think that was about it. I just wanted to let you guys know what I did for root canal if you all ever have one, or if you ever need one. You can message me or anything like that. I could probably answer your questions or help you find answers to your questions. And then, it went well for me overall. And then I will obviously keep everybody updated if I feel anything else. But right now, spiritually, mentally, physically, and like oneness-wise, feeling connected to everything-wise, I feel totally clean. Probably cleaner than before the root canal, actually. So yeah, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I'll see you next time.